Hello and welcome back to another out of spec detailing video here from Clear Detailing in Northern Colorado. Next to me here, we actually have my dad's Tesla Model 3 Performance. Now he's had this over a year now and just about 12,000 miles of use on it. Pretty much from day one, we ceramic coated this. We did a full paint correction when it was brand new, full polish, ceramic coated the paint, everything on the exterior. And today we're gonna look and see what it looks like after a year and 12,000 miles. Welcome back, let's jump into it. Now, ceramic coatings are something that I truly believe in here at Clear Detailing. I am a big fan of them. Now, I'm not a fan of all ceramic coatings. There are quite literally thousands of different types out there. And it's really hard, even for me as a professional detailer, to figure out what works, what's a marketing gimmick, and somewhere anywhere in between there. Now, over the years, of course, I've tested ceramic coatings. I've switched from Car Pro to G-Technic to Adams coatings, and now I finally settled on Geon. I'm a huge fan of Geon ceramic coatings. I am actually part of their certified only accreditation process you go through with Geon. So this vehicle right behind me was coated with Geon Infinite Base Type 1. This is a single layer coating, which you can top coat, which this vehicle has not had, but it's a single layer coating. It is warranted for 5 years. Now with that, there's some stipulations for customers. I can leave links in the description below so you guys can go and see what you really have to do for maintaining your ceramic coating. The big thing with this coating warranty is you have to maintain your vehicle. You can't slap a coating on it and not wash it for 5 years and think that this stuff is snake oil, because it's not. Ceramic coatings absolutely need to be maintained, and the best way to maintain them is doing frequent washes. Now this car has not had what I would call the perfect amount of washes. Now my cars, typically I hand wash them at least once a week, maybe every other week, depending on my circumstances, how busy I am here. But my dad at his house, especially in the wintertime, you don't want to get buckets and hoses out and, be washing your car in 30-degree weather. So typically what he does, he goes over to a pay and spray, gets all the salt, all the snow, all the grime off of it in the winter time, and then washes it more frequently in spring, summer, and fall. But as we can tell, he's only hand washed this car 5 times. Now again, like I said, he has 12,000 miles. We've been through a winter here. So I want to check up on the coating, see how it's actually looking. This is very important to do if you get your car coated by either me or another company out there that installs ceramic coatings, is to take it back to them. Typically, I like to see cars around 6 to every year. So 6 months to a year, I think is reasonable. We can go through, make sure everything's looking good, making sure that the coating is behaving as it should, and make sure that your wash process is dialed in. That's a lot of things that I do here at the shop, making sure that yes, we get the cars looking perfect, but how are you going to care for it after? So I spend a lot of time with customers, sending them links to stuff, helping them answer any questions I possibly can. So this is going to be a pretty straightforward wash. What we're going to do a quick maintenance wash. Now the car is absolutely not filthy whatsoever. A few bugs here and there. Honestly, he just washed this, but I think it's important to do this 1-year update and see how this car is looking, for 12,000 miles. I feel like that's very representative of how most people drive their cars. Yes, of course, you can get a Kyle Connor in here where he puts 50,000 miles on a car within a couple of months or, a year, whatever it may be. So let's get this thing foamed down. We're gonna let that sit, do a quick hand wash, and I'll show you the water behavior afterwards and talk about a product that I would like to see you guys using on vehicles that have been coated here to help the underlaying ceramic coating. So let's get washing. So of course you just saw me foam this down, and what I want you to see here is basically how nice the coating is actually looking. You can see it's quite literally beating off all of the soap on here. Now I'm using Adams car shampoo on this, hugely thick foam on here, but as you can see, this door is nearly dry right now. So this is a good indication that the coating's doing what it's meant to do on here. Now, the nice thing that I really love about Geon Infinite Base Type 1 is that it is a polyxylazate based ceramic coating instead of SiO2. Now, SiO2, yes, it is a good durable coating, but I hate applying them. They're never really quite as slick as something like the polyxylazate based ones here. So pretty darn impressed with what I'm seeing so far here. Now, what I want to look for here, of course, with ceramic coatings, what they're meant to do is bead up the water. That's how you can always normally tell if they're working. If they start sheeting, it doesn't necessarily mean that your ceramic coating is dead or is not working properly. What it typically means is that you have contamination on your paint. So essentially you'll get this road film on here. Now, typically this will happen wintertime after quite a few rains, and springtime I'm thinking here. And basically what you'll see is like the top of the doors here will bead up really nice, and then you'll get water basically sheeting down the side. That means it's time for a contact hand wash in here. Now, if just a regular contact hand wash with a normal car wash soap doesn't do it, you may have to step up to something like CarPro D-Scale. Now, CarPro D-Scale, I may need to do a full dedicated video on this. It's an acidic car wash shampoo that is meant to go in there, break apart all of that road film and grime. So that may be kind of worst case scenario. If that doesn't really work after you've done a contact wash with it, your ceramic coating might actually be failing. You could also try Iron X or something like that. It really depends on the car, the area you're in. So it's all variable, very dependent. So let's get this rinsed down. If I see anything on here, I will basically bring you guys in and show you what I like, what I don't like. But we're gonna rinse this down, foam it again, do a quick contact wash, dry it, and give my verdict after 1 year and 12,000 miles. All is looking quite good, but I'm starting to see a little bit of contamination build up behind the rear wheels here. Now, it's very subtle. I'll try to get it on camera. The doors are looking quite good, but typically on Model 3s, I have 2 of them, so I know kind of the wake that they have, as I call them. Basically, down the doors here, it'll come back around this rear quarter panel, and then the whole rear end, that's where you really have a ton of contamination. So let me see if I can show you this. So notice this rear quarter panel here. See how the water doesn't stick at all, right basically where the water is hitting the paint? Now look down here. See how it sticks ever so slightly more? So that could be a little embedded contamination there. Now, I have no doubt in my mind, if we did a full CarPro D-Scale wash, this would come back, looked identical to this. Now, in this particular case, do I think it's necessary? No, not really, but this may just have a little bit of that contamination in there, causing the water to stick ever so slightly more. But I gotta say, I would give this maybe a 9 out of 10. This still looks 10 out of 10. Looks literally exactly like when we ceramic coated it for day 1. So let's keep rinsing here and see how the rest of the car is looking. And we are fully contact washed. So I gotta say, this thing is looking absolutely perfect. The water behavior on here is exactly what I'm looking for. Honestly, it doesn't seem like any sort of change since I've seen the car, I don't know, 6 months ago here in the wash bay, giving it a wash. It looks fantastic. All down the doors look absolutely perfect. Now, one thing we did not do on my dad's Model 3 here was ceramic coat the glass. All we've done was use Geon wet coat on here. Seems to actually be holding up quite well, except for, as you can see, where the wipers are. Now, I have a full video talking about a ceramic coating that I've actually really finally started to love to use on glass. and that is jade amethyst. So if you're interested in that, check it out on the channel. But this thing looks phenomenal. I am thrilled with how this is looking. Still a little bit of rinsing I need to do right here, but even as you can see on the carbon spoiler, beating up absolutely perfectly. This area didn't seem to get any better. I definitely think a descale wash on this would help with that area. So these small little areas, I would say, yes, over time are gonna build up and they're gonna get a little bit more contamination as the water's not behaving quite as good there, but I'm pretty thrilled with this. Again, he hasn't done this absolutely perfectly, and I think this is representative of something that 99% of people are gonna do at home. They're gonna rinse off the nasty salt after a rain, get all the water spots off. I don't see any sort of water spots on here. The paint looks absolutely perfect now. Still looks like literally a brand new car. Now, of course, up here, I'm not a huge believer in PPF. If you're interested in that, go check out the videos. There's a lot of rationale for that. But this car definitely has a few chips. Now, next time that my dad brings his car in, we're gonna do a full dedicated video on this finally. I know you guys have been asking for this for a long time. I've just put it off, been busy, so haven't had time to do that. But honestly, the front end of this car, unless you are 2 inches away from it, this thing looks brand spanking new after 12,000 miles again and 1 year old. So I am pretty thrilled with it. Now, there is one product I think we should talk about here quickly, and that is this. This is called Geon Wet Coat. Now, within the 5-year warranty, Geon says you should be using this every 6 months or so. Now, this is a very inexpensive product for what it does. Essentially, it's a booster for your ceramic coating. So it's a little bit of a light top coat. Now, I've had some questions on, should I be using this instead of a ceramic coating? If you want to, you definitely can, but it has nowhere near the longevity of a full strength professional grade ceramic coating like Infinite Base Type 1 here. This stuff just way, way different from a spray sealant like that. I'll quickly show you just a light demonstration on how to use this here, especially on the windshield, but essentially it can go on everything. So I use this on wheels, you use it on paint, plastic. You can, of course, use it on glass. So let me just show you here water behavior on the windshield. And as you can see, it's sheeting quite a bit. So basically, all you do here, spray this down liberally. So I'm trying to do this with one hand, which makes it very tricky. And as you can see there, beads up way, way better and actually sheets off the windshield. Now, again, this is great for intermittent use. It's also great for top coating a ceramic coating, but in my personal opinion, I would go full strength. And really, I think you get what you pay for here. So all is looking good with Geon Infinite Base Type 1. I have no complaints here. All I would say, make sure you're washing, maintaining your vehicle. If you want a full dedicated guide, I know I've been referencing multiple videos. This is just a quick little snapshot. Wanted to give a 1-year update on my dad's vehicle, see how it's looking. If you want a full dedicated video on how to properly hand wash and maintain it, I've got multiple videos. Now, what you guys saw me use here was the new 1 bucket wash that I've been using for, I guess, 2 months or so now. It literally takes me 30 minutes to fully hand wash a car. It is unbelievably quick. That includes the foam, the rinse, the refoam, contact wash, drying it, and it's out the door. It's very, very, very fast. So thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions, leave it in the comment section below. We'll see you in another out of spec detailing video very, very soon. Bye-bye.